Hi, in this video we will learn about input type range. Suppose you want to get some volume information like sound volume information from your user. So set volume, and now I want to put one slider input. So in that case you should use input type range. If you do that, you can see it is your slider input and you can set your volume using that. So now if I put one name attribute here like name equal to volume, you can see if I refresh the page and submit it, you can see volume equal to 64. So by default the volume is maximum volume is 100 and minimum volume is 0. Okay, now there are some attributes we should learn, like suppose I want to put the minimum volume is, let's say minimum equal to 50 and maximum equal to 150 or 250. Now if you refresh the page and if you go with minimum value and you submit it, volume will be 50, and if you maximize it and submit it, it will be 250. Now if you focus it and uh, let's say I am refreshing the page first. So if you just submit it, so your default value is 150 now, because 150 is in the mid position, so your minimum is 50 and maximum is 250, so 150 is almost the middle, and in your slider the selector is in the middle position, that's why it is 150. Now if I focus this slider and like click it, and if I put my uh, arrow key in the keyboard, if I put left arrow and submit it, you can see it is 149. Again if I select the slider and if I put my arrow key again in two times, means if I press my arrow key two times and submit it, it will be 148. So each and every time, as the default value is not set because we didn't put any value attribute here, so whenever it will be refreshed or reload, the default value will be your mid value. So here it is 150. We are putting some value, let's say value equal to 100. So whenever it will load, first your value will be 100. If you submit it, you can see the volume equal to 100. Now if you select it and let's say refresh it and okay, I am putting one autofocus also. You already know it that if I put autofocus attribute and if I refresh it, this slider will be focused automatically. Now if I press the arrow key in the keyboard one time and submit it, it will be 101. So each and every time I am putting arrow key in my keyboard, the value is increasing or decreasing by one only. But now let's say I want to do it 5 step. That means if my current value is 100, and if I press the right arrow key, my value should be 105. And if I press the arrow key again, it should be 110, like that. So if I press the left arrow key and my current value is now 100, then after pressing the left arrow key, it should be 95. I want to do that. To do that, just put one attribute, that is step. So step equal to 5. So if you do that and refresh it, now uh, I am going with the normal index.html instead of this. So I am reloading it. Now it is set to 100 now. And now if I press the right arrow key one time and if I click to submit, you can see the volume equal to 105. It is just like we already did it in our input type number. It is almost same. In input type number also we can set the step. So it is almost same. So there is some minimum value, there is some maximum value, and there is some step you can set. And there is some default value using value. It is common for all the elements in HTML form. Okay, there are some other attributes you already know, like if I put disabled, then it will be disabled and you cannot select it. Okay, I am removing the disabled attribute now, and there is one more thing, that is your tick. So as it is slider, you can use tick also. To use some tick in your slider means it will be pointed by some ticking line. What we can do, we should use data list in that case to make some ticks. Okay, I'm just showing you how to do that. We already know how to create data list, so we had it already, and we did it using input type text there, and we used it for uh, auto suggesting some suggestions when you are using input type text. In this case it will be like your tick in your range selector. So I am creating one data list, and let's say its id equal to volume data, and inside it create some option and value, like first value may be 0, and copy it for the 10 times. So copying 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it will be your 10, it will be your 20, it will be your 30, it will be your 40, it will be your 50, it will be your 60, 70, 8, I'm sorry, 80, 90, and there is one more, sorry, it will be your 100. Now I'm just removing this minimum, maximum, etc. So they are needless now, and I am putting here list equal to volume data, volume data. If you do that and refresh it, you can see there is some ticks. So this is your 0 and this is your 100. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. They are just for ticking. So if you do step equal to, let's say here your 0 is the minimum, but if you do like step equal to 10, if you do that you cannot put between them, so it is stepping. So I am just creating one thing, I am putting a small css, don't worry about it. Let's say width is 600 px, so it will help me to demonstrate in better way. So you can see you cannot select in between, so your step is 10, so you cannot select in between these ticks, so you have to select only on the tick means. But if I uh, just remove this step attribute and refresh it, so you can see even if it is marking some ticks, but you can set the intermediate value also like this, like 44. But if you do not want to allow, you should use some steps. So if you use step equal to 10, user cannot select in between values. It's using data list we can give some ticks, and using steps we can do it like this. So even if you remove this list, the steps will be like this only, means you can select only for some steps like this. That's it for range selection. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.